Hey guys, we're in the secret garden and I've been chatting to La, so I thought you'd be interested in this. You know, with all this hassle that's going on about the flights and the delays and all these things, and they don't have enough staff, and he told me it took him over 17 hours to get to his beloved Malta. He left Liverpool and there was cancellation. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to him to explain. He went through a lot of trauma to get to his beloved. I did a little, I'm not sure on the video of St. Paul, I did a little bit, but I'm going to go into depth because he got a lot of hassle. And when he finally, and she was panicking here as well, she was phoning him and he was in a bad mood because, you know, like all that hassle about cancelled and waiting and things like that. So, hey, lot.
UK airlines have been warned to cancel flights they can't sustain this summer to avoid causing travel chaos.
Resources, but they stopped short of confirming that this was due to the 10,000 or so people they let go during the COVID pandemic.
Very challenging, it being a very challenging period for the industry, and they also talk about how they're undergoing their biggest recruitment drive in history. So reading.
The airport has asked airlines operating in 2 terminals to consolidate their flights.
How did he go on this?
Oh,
you went to Liverpool. You finally left from home. What time do you leave?
Friday. I had a train booked for 23 in the afternoon, which gives me about a 4-hour window to catch me plane. I left my apartment. The train station's about 3 minutes away. Gets to the platform, cancelled.
So even the trains are cancelled as well?
Due to a fault with the train that had just left the station before it. So I didn't panic. I still had plenty of options to use. I went and seen the ticket master. I said, what are my options? The train to Crewe is cancelled. It calls into Manchester Airport. Can I not get a train to Manchester and get a connecting train to Manchester Airport? He said, that's the train that you were going to get on, and it's once an hour. And I couldn't believe it. So I went back to the apartment, put the kettle back on, made sure I still had my passport in place and all this carry on. Walked back up an hour later for the next train, delayed due to staff shortages.
Oh wow.
The staff couldn't get to that train to bring me to the airport. Didn't panic. I thought, I can call my brother, he'll give me a lift up to Manchester. By this time it was getting towards rush hour and all I could see was trouble. Eventually the train pulls into the station, gets on, full of people. Obviously the people who missed the first train were all on that train, and then the people who went for the second train were all on that train.
It was really cramped there.
Very busy, cramped, loads of suitcases, quite warm on the train. Gets to Manchester Airport. Still 2 hours before my flight, and joined a queue with about 2,000 people in for 2.5 hours to get through security with a small bag, nothing to go in the overhead. Manchester Airport. Absolutely shocking. An absolute terrible place, not organised. So 2.5 hours of standing behind a young Manchester couple who were drunk, smoking, vaping, they call it, don't they? Vaping, it's not allowed. Putting stuff in the case, putting in plastic bags, going back in and annoying the life out of me.
So how was the queue? Was the queue going a little bit or just stopped?
Very slowly.
Oh, very slow.
Yeah. Every 5 minutes or so you'd move forward 4 people every 5 minutes, and then the people who'd annoyed you in front would then come around the corner and face you and still be annoying, running out through the barriers to go to the toilet, coming back, etc, etc. I hope this couple get to see this video because they'll know who they are. Okay, so eventually get through security because I've only got the little bag, everything's off me, coins, badges, belts, everything straight through. We get to the barrier and there isn't enough staff to let me do the shape to see if I've got anything on me I shouldn't have. So they start calling us through the magnetic one, about 6 at a time. I could have had anything on me, they didn't care. They just herded us through.
Even though
still about
pissed as well,
an hour till the gate was going to be shouted. Gets to the first screen, has a look. Flight delayed. No reason, just flight delayed, relax. My flight's delayed, they're telling me to relax. Goes into the departure lounge. Just a complete mess.
So this is Ryanair, right? We didn't tell them.
Only with Ryanair. There was people flying with EasyJet, Aeroflot, Lauda. Who else was there? There was a couple of Scottish planes, blah, blah, blah. A complete mess. You couldn't get a pint, you couldn't get... KFC was closed. They closed W.H. Smith. And still no information on the flight time. Anyway, eventually, they said expected takeoff time 10:15. This is in the evening. I should have been on it for 2 hours by then. I went on my personal assistant Ryanair and they were telling me 10:45. Eventually the plane lands, comes to us, they unload it really quickly, board us really quickly, and then left us on the tarmac for 45 minutes with the doors open, telling me you were waiting for paperwork to leave. So obviously it's all lies. I'm sitting by the window and a fella approaches me and says, excuse me, you're sitting in my seat. I said, no mate, no one's paid for this seat. I've been on the app, it's still available for sale. Oh no, my sisters are up there. They paid for this last May because we're going to a wedding. Oh, okay then. So I get off his seat and sit in the seat next to him, realises the seat next to me, which should have been sold, is also empty. And I spot 3 empty seats directly across the aisle. And just as I bend down to pick my bag up to make a move, a young female Malteser goes, I pinched it, and slotted herself right next to the window, got the neck pillow out, and fell asleep with the gob open like that. Snoring. Horrendous. So eventually got into Malta, Maltese time 4:30 AM, shattered. Got 3 hours sleep, I think, till about 7. And then La Bomba started going off.
I was here
for
at the
the
festa.
feast of St. Paul.
So we're here in St. Paul. So that's Liverpool to Malta, 17 hours,
17 hours
with
yeah.
Ryanair.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys? You did well though. It's still looking good.
Let me be perfectly frank with anyone who's listening. Malta is so worth the hassle because I love the place. And we're going to have a lovely afternoon, me and Steve. My missus has gone home with the pizza. She may join us, she may not. But when they bring the statue out and there's a brass band, there's going to be a disco, paper bombs. It's just going to be a fantastic day. And
Anyway,
it's only
this is the
Sunday and
event.
I've got 5 days left.
So guys, this is the adventure from Liverpool to Malta. Take care everybody.
Ciao people, enjoy yourselves, good luck.
This is my island in the sun.